This is the weekend edition of Racing to Win, and we are off to Sha Tin for a big 11 race card on Sunday afternoon. I'm Tom Wood. Great to have your company. Of course, we've got the Queen Mother Memorial Cup coming up, but also on the show this week, special guest Ben Thompson joined us, recently re-licensed. These two gentlemen are fighting fit, poised and ready to go in the studio. It's Paul Lally and Nick Child. And Nick, one of the great trophies in Hong Kong racing this weekend as well, the Queen Mother.
It certainly is. No, it absolutely is. It's a wonderful trophy. You've never got opportunity to see it. You have to have the Racing Museum. Usually spends a bit of time in there, and you can cast your eyes on it. But yeah, look, good race. Always a race that produces horses, of course, that will go on to the Champion and Chater.
Certainly, that's coming up at the end of the month. Paul Lally, hello to you. Any jackpots? It's been a little tricky punting the last few meetings here.
Yeah, and as such, we have got one. We've got a six-up win bonus of 3.6 million. So that should get up over the 8 million mark. And look, it doesn't look any easier coming up on Sunday, because we've got an 11 race card as well.
But as promised here on the show this week, part of the weekend edition of Racing to Win, our special guest is Ben Thompson, and he joined us via Zoom, who's just recently been licensed till the end of the season. Hello, Ben. What was it like finding out the last week or so that you've been re-licensed till the end of the season?
Yeah, it was fantastic, Tom. It was also, I'll be honest, there was a little bit of a nervous wait. I expressed interest to extend my licence through to the end of the season if it was possible, and it was about a 10-day wait, but a great result at the end of that. So I'm very excited to still be here, and yeah, looking forward to seeing what the next, I guess you could say, 10 weeks holds.
In terms of being re-licensed by the club till the end of the season extended, what are some of the sort of conversations that happen? What is the process of going through to the end of the season, getting that contract extension?
It was very much just basically just expressing interest. I made contact with HKJC steward Terry Bailey, who he contacted me with the offer to come here. Obviously, working with licensing and whatnot, so he was my first point of call, and just had to put it in writing basically, and then just waited for news whether that be good or bad. So, but no, it was great to, and obviously very grateful to the Hong Kong Jockey Club for the opportunity to be here, let alone the extension. So, no, very pleased.
Let's talk about your time here so far. 4 winners, a few other minor placings as well, a couple of seconds, a few thirds. Considering the market expectations of your rides, yes, no doubt you want more winners, but are you happy with the way things have progressed so far?
I am, to be perfectly honest. It's I didn't come here with any, lofty expectations. I think my expectations were very realistic, and just having sort of watched other expats come, some that have done extremely well for, you could say, hit the ground running, and others that it's taken time. So history said that it was never going to be an easy transition, though. I felt very comfortable throughout, and albeit there's been some time between each winner, it's not sort of being mindful of there only being 2 meetings a week. It feels sort of very similar to my time in Singapore. Like albeit you might go, let's say, 6 meetings, 7 meetings without a winner. It feels like it's a lot longer than it was, than it actually is. But I feel like I've sort of never lost what the job at hand is, and always been very happy to be here. So just the entire experience has been incredible. So very, very, very happy to turn 12 weeks into 5. It'll be 5 months. So it's an amazing place. It's obviously there's some of the world's best riders jostling hard for rides. So just to pick up rides is as always a good feeling about it, and even better when you ride a winner. So I'm really enjoying the entire experience.
How special was it last Sunday at Sha Tin to notch up a winner on a big day like Champions Day with Legion of Merit in the first race? Yeah,
extremely. It was very satisfying for multiple reasons. It felt like it couldn't have come at better timing, having got the green light for my extension that week, and then to ride a winner on one of the calendar's biggest race days was amazing. The cherry on top was that my parents were trackside, so it was their first. They arrived in Hong Kong that morning, their first time here. So to ride a winner in front of them and my wife Steph, it probably couldn't have come at a better timing for them too. Being race one, it's not for a nice day, and it couldn't have been any better to have them there trackside.
Hi Ben, Nick here. Obviously, great to get that winner on Legion of Merit on a big day. Now, come the weekend, looking ahead, you've got a decent-sized book of rides. We might have to wait to the last race, though. Golden Artie, that was a good run for you last time. You must be looking forward to riding him again. Yeah,
definitely, Nick. It's as you say, he looks like the pick of my rides, especially off his form. He ran a really good second at Beauty Fit last time, who franked the form, running a good fourth last Sunday. He's got a great record at the course and trip and class, should I say, and in his class. So he hopefully, put it this way, if barriers were decided, not allocated, I wouldn't have selected 14, though he jumps really well, as we would have seen at his last start. And I think if he gets away in a similar fashion, hopefully we've got a lovely long run down the back straight. Hopefully we can settle into a nice position and just need to go one better. But he's felt fantastic since that good performance. Just hopefully goes one better.
Yeah, it went really well, didn't he? Just a quick question, it's Paul here, Ben, about Hong Kong. You've arrived up here with a young family. How have they settled in, and how are you enjoying Hong Kong in general?
Yeah, they've settled in well, Paul. It's honestly, I think just having there's a lot that I've been able to compare off the track to Singapore. So I was fortunate to spend a season there, and just like living in an apartment, it's a big change to the general landscape of Australia. And my wife, son, and I, we have acreage, so it's an even bigger change now. Though I think just having had that experience at there's honestly there was sort of that you have a little stage. Honestly, I went probably a month or so just feeling a bit homesick in Singapore. Just a big change for many reasons, and being there on my own. So it's been a big help. It's different this time having Steph and now us having a little boy here with me, which helps. But I think just sort of living in a similar landscape already has made the transition somewhat effortless, to be honest. But no, they're enjoying it. Loving Hong Kong itself. There's plenty to see and do, and fortunately I can ride at a lightweight, so we're able to make time for lunch and dinners here and there. So it's we're really enjoying Hong Kong on and off the track.
Well, we wish you the best of luck this weekend, Ben, with your 9 rides on Sunday at Sha Tin. Go well. Congratulations on the extension, and we look forward to seeing you boot home a few more winners before the end of the season.
Fingers crossed. Thanks a lot, Tom.
Now, thanks again to Ben Thompson for joining us this weekend on Racing to Win with his 9 rides and his contract extension through until the end of the season. Let's have a look at what is coming up over the weekend at Sha Tin with the big 11 race program, with 9 on the turf, the B course, 2 races on the Your Weather. The Griffins kick the program off at 12:30, and we're previewing here on Racing to Win the Group 3 2400 metre Queen Mother Memorial Cup. 5 minutes past 4 o'clock for the race over the 2400 metres, and here is the lineup with Russian Emperor carrying the 135 pounds for Hugh Bowman, drawn barrier 11. Money Catch has been terribly out of form. Senor Toba won this race a couple of seasons ago. Vincent Ho rides for Casper Founds. 5G Patch on a 7-day turnaround. Harry Bentley. Moments in Time further down with Running Glory a little out of sorts at the moment for David Hayes. Further down in the lineup you've got La City Blanche, Kaying Generation, of course Chilchibi is a scratching, Natural Storm, Unbelievable from barrier 10, and Turin Mascot has got barrier number 1 for Karis Teaton. The speed here, Nick, could possibly be good.
It could well be. Absolutely, it could be. I mean, we saw what Kaying Generation was capable of there in the Derby. Obviously, a swashbuckling ride off the front, so nearly pulled off a famous victory. So, look, fully expect him to go forward. I don't think Moments in Time and Money Catcher will be too far away. The latter probably needs to refine some of that better form. Unbelievable, Paul, an interesting runner, and Turin Mascot, another one trying this trip for the first time.
Yeah, look, Unbelievable went forward last time. Natural Storm gets back. Senor Toba, he has led over 2400 metres, but he's been going back recently. And the other 4 all generally go back as well. Russian Empress got the wide gate to go back.
Of course, this is one of only 3 races we do run over the 2,400 metres. Of course, the Vars and then the Champions and Chater Cup coming up at the end of the month. Let's have a look at a few of the past winners of this race going down through the years. And we've got Straight Aaron Nick last year. Ho Khan, he was a good stay. He never quite got to the elite level, though.
No, not quite, regrettably. And obviously, it's been a race, obviously, under the conditions that prove that top weights find it difficult. But 6 4-year-olds, Paul, in the last 10 years, so they've got a good record.
Yeah, they have. And obviously, Kane Generation is looking good and unbelievable. So they're going to be good chances going into this race.
Well, Russian Emperor coming into this does carry the 135 pounds for Hugh Bowman and Douglas White. He's on his way to the Champions and Chater Cup coming up at the end of the month. He's been one of our very best stayers here in Hong Kong over the last couple of seasons.
Blake Shin's going to get his golden 60 redemption with an absolute brilliant ride on Russian Emperor. What a ride again from Blake Shin and Russian Emperor for the Champions and Chater Cup. Russian Emperor closing hard, a grandstand finish, and Russian Emperor goes back to back in the Champions and Chater Cup.
Hugh Bowman, Russian Emperor is your ride coming up in the Queen Mother Memorial this Sunday. Obviously, we know him to be a high-class mile-and-a-half horse. Certainly gets out to the right trip this weekend.
Yeah, he does, and he ran in this race last year in the lead-up to his Champions and Chater victory. So Douglas has chosen a similar path, which I can understand. And yeah, he'll enjoy this wet weather that's been around here in Hong Kong, and he'll enjoy getting out to the mile-and-a-half again.
I know we made quite a bit about the ground with him, of course. I mean, he has got proven form and top-level form on softer surfaces. How important is it to him now, do you think, as he gets that bit older, that he's a bit more reliant on it, perhaps?
Well, I'm not sure about that. I just think he's a bit more comfortable on it. I think he's a horse that's more inclined, he's inclined to give his best all the time, but when he's got the rain-affected ground, it just, it slows the pace of the tempo, and, they don't run as quicker sectionals, which just allows him to be more prominent, and he does enjoy the more cut in the ground. So he's getting to his senior years, and it probably adds to that. But I think, more so than the ground, the 135 in post against these quality horses with most of the field carrying 115, I mean, it's a big difference, and I think ultimately it'll be the telling tale.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 10 years, I think, since a top weight last won this race, Bubble Chic. So not an easy task at all. But I guess there's a bigger target afoot, obviously, with a Champions and Chater. He's actually won the last couple, hasn't he? A year on him last year. So, I mean, this ultimately, it comes through it, a nice trial, and he heads there.
Well, we'd like to win it if we can. It's not going to affect his handicap in the main event in a few weeks' time. So, look, the horse is going really well. I've been really satisfied with how he's come through the season. And, Douglas is happy too, I know that, so that's the main thing. And, as long as he races well and he enjoys his day out on the weekend, we're there to win it if we can. But, he found the big weight too much last year, but we were still very happy with him. And if we could get a similar response this year, it'll be all systems go.
Of course, things haven't totally gone his way. Nicky was supposed to go over to Dubai after Qatar, never got across there in at the end. But when do you see him this weekend? Is he going to be sort of not outclassed, but is it going to be tough for him with 135?
I think so, yeah. Look, and history will tell you that it is a tough race for those higher-rated horses to win. But we mustn't forget, he is a class act. He's won 3 Group 1s here, the last 2 runnings of the Champion and Chaser. So that's obviously his main aim, and this will be a nice trial for him, I'd say.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. I think this is a lead-up race for the main one for him. So I can see him getting back running on 5th or 6th.
OK, he is the top weight in the race, of course, is Russian Emperor carrying the 135 pounds. Get your cup of tea and to be back shortly with your Tim Tams. There's plenty more to preview here on Racing to Win. We have a look at the in-depth preview of the Queen Mother Memorial Cup with all the key races, the best bets and plenty more coming up right after the break. Welcome back to Racing to Win Part 2, and we're having more of a look at, of course, the Group 3 Queen Mother Memorial Cup coming up this weekend at Sharton, plus plenty more, including the last run reminder. Paul, don't want to block the number here, but race 9, number 6 is where we're going.
Yeah, Montefrudo, a good run from this horse. He got really well back. You can see he was slightly slow away, or he was slow away. and they didn't go overly quick in this race either, and he got back on the inside there, and what was it, 0.58 seconds slower than for the first 800 metres. As he came round there, he got sort of slowly made ground and then finished off really strongly, I thought. So a really good run from Montefrutti. He's really found his niche, this horse, on the all-weather. He was okay on the turf, but since he's got onto the all-weather, he's had that win, and you can see him finishing off really strongly here. So a nice run from him. So he's one to keep an eye on coming up in the races on Sunday.
Only just missed it there to Montefrutti behind Sing Dragon, so he is race 9, number 6, coming up at Sha Tin on Sunday. Let's have a look at more of the Queen Mother Memorial Cup. Of course, the Group 3 race over the 2,400 metres, the 8th on the card. And we can look here, first of all, Nick, at Senor Toba and 5G Patch. Coming through the Vars, having to go all the way back to December here, but I guess they got as good as they could have hoped for in this race with Senor Toba.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I think he's had a bit of a break as well. Look, he's never been the sharpest fresh, so that would be my concern, though he has gone okay in a Happy Valley trial of late, but you can see him there keeping on quite well. So, yeah, look, he's always an interesting runner over this sort of ground, Paul.
Yeah, definitely. Look, 2,400 metres is his go. He's won over the 24 here before on a good to yielding track.
He's been back to the trials, Paul, at Happy Valley. I thought he looked to move quite well in this barrier trial. There he is on the outside here and made up good ground. That's Massive Sovereign over on the inside as well in this barrier trial. So he looks reasonably well within himself.
Yeah, look, they've got him as fit as they can going into this race, as you say. And look, the horse trialled quite nicely here as well. I think he's meeting a decent renewal this year.
He is, yeah, obviously winner of it a couple of years ago, and many horses have won this race twice, notably more so back-to-back, but he's trying to win it back.
He'd stay probably 4,000 metres if he was asked at Senor Toba. On to last weekend, and of course 5G Patch lined up in the FWD QE2 Cup. He's back in the field here, Nick, and he didn't really look to be going anywhere sort of for the first part of the straight, but he did pick up strongly, I thought, late.
Yeah, he did. No, absolutely he did. And again, he's got stamina in abundance. Really, he's by Camelot out of a Darshan mare, so we know he stays well. Obviously, he was third in the Champion in Cheta last year, also perhaps a career best, if you will. So a Group 1 placing to his name. He was only beaten 3.5 here, so look, he's run with credit. I mean, he was never expected to really land a glove on the main protagonist, Paul, but he did keep on well.
He did. No, he did. I mean, and it's a reasonably strong form race with Romantic Warrior coming out and winning it. So, look, he's definitely a chance.
So we'll see how he handles the 7-day turnaround 5G Patch. On we go to Moments in Time now. Some form from him at Happy Valley. Here he is up 3 wide, coming around the home turn here in the hands of Zach Purton, knocking off Outgate. It did have some form, Paul, over 2,400 metres in the El Isanio Mega prior to arriving, but he was disqualified in that race.
Yeah, he was, but it wasn't because of the stamina that he had, and he had showed really good stamina winning that race. He's taken a while to acclimatise, and then he's come out and won his last 2, so he's definitely a horse on the up, and 4-year-olds have got a good record in this race.
They have indeed. Look, I mean, this is a much tougher ask, granted, but obviously the handicap will bring them together.
Yeah, of course, in this race, horses 5 down are all out of the handicap here in this 2,400 metre Group 3 race. So on we go to a relook here at the BMW Hong Kong Derby, picking them up from about the 800 metres, and they had to try and do something different, Nick, with Kaying Generation, and they nearly pulled it off here with Andrea Razzini. Chilchibi and Unbelievable coming through this here as well. Unbelievable further back in the pack here, but really put the hammer down, did Andrea, inside the 800 metres with this horse.
He did, yeah. Look, he's given him a really canny ride. There you can see highlighted them on the home turn where they are. Unbelievable's a fair way back at this stage, and look, he's done everything he could to try and win this race. Going back through his form when trained in Ireland, he was second over this trip at Leopardstown. That's a much stiffer test than Sha Tin, so he'll see the trip out, no bother whatsoever. Look, he's going to go forward. He's got a light weight. You'd be hard pushed to say he won't go close, I don't think, Paul. He's a leading chance.
Yeah, no, he's definitely one of the main chances. The handicap really suits him, and as long as he's come, it was a tough run here, so as long as he's come through it with no worries, then he's definitely one of the chances.
And that looks to be the way to ride a Paul, doesn't it? Just got to take some of that zip out of the other horses in the race by putting some pressure on up front.
Yeah, and he got away to a big lead here, but that's not going to happen in this race with Moneycatcher and Moments in Time in the race, because they both like to race on pace as well.
A horse that hasn't won course and distance, but he has placed, is Natural Storm. Now, here he is back on the inside. Chilchibi coming through with us, Running Glory as well. He's out of sorts. Turin Mascot, Last City Blanche. Where do you see, Paul, in this race? Natural Storm, Chilchibi. And I thought in this race, look, Matthew Poon's here on Turin Mascot. There was sort of a gap there. He could probably see the gap closing here. I'm not sure why he didn't come out further, because he could have nearly won this race.
Yeah, look, and this is a Class 2 race, isn't it? So this is going to be a lot tougher for all these horses coming into the race. I mean, Natural Storm has sort of stood up a little bit this season. He's probably the best of the lot, but I haven't got any of these in.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a bunch finish. How that form really does stack up, I don't quite know. But look, Natural Storm, he's got a light weight, but you get a decent run for your money. He's usually keeping on late, and Antoine maybe just a couple of pounds over as well.
Yeah, we can see your Turin Mascot here behind Chilchibi at this point. Of course, they're all chasing CP Brave in front here, and the door just closed there on Turin Mascot. He's 20 pounds out of the handicap for this assignment, and Karis Teton is riding for Pierre Ung. You mentioned, Nick, that 4-year-olds have a good record in this race, but certainly it's shown down through the last 15 editions that light weights have been the way to go here.
Yeah, look, absolutely, and that's an interesting graphic there, of course, with the very light weights up to 125. So, there's been the 12 wins encompassing those weight brackets. Obviously, higher weighted horses can win the race, let's not forget, but it's just very tough, Paul. Yeah,
it does, and this one looks like it's going to suit some of those horses, especially with Russian Emperor in, because it brings them all those horses right down.
It certainly does, with the 135 there at the top. But ultimately, Paul, who's on top for the 2024 Queen Mother Memorial Cup?
Yeah, one of the 4-year-olds are going to have moments in time. I think he can win again. He's won his last 2, Happy Valley, and he did start off in the 4-year-old series, but I think he can win this. 5G Patch from the back, if they do go pretty fast in front. Kaying Generation will be there for a long period. And in for fourth, the 11, which is unbelievable. Another of the 4-year-olds, I think he'll finish off strongly. 5, 4, 9, 11.
Yeah, gone Kaying Generation here. Obviously, he's running the Derby, was very good, and hopefully he's taken no lasting effects from that. I think he's good enough to excel over this trip. Unbelievable, a bit the same. He should come into his own, I think, over this distance. Look, I've got Russian Emperor, and he's got to give a stone and more away to his rivals here, but he is the class act. And 5G Patch, well, his run last time was good behind some very classy horses. 9, 11, 1 and 4 for me.
Those are the boys' selections for the 8th event, the Queen Mother Memorial Cup. And if you want selections for all of the other races at Sha Tin on Sunday, you can head to the website hkjc.com, click on audio and video, and you'll find the race-by-race previews there. It's now time for the best bets on the program. And Paul, your first cab off the rank.
Yeah, going to go with race 5, number 5 here, a horse called Bottom Up Together. Be careful with that, it's bottom, not bottoms. And you can see him finishing off this trial really nicely. He's got plenty of pace, this horse. He's had 3 trials in total. He's won them all. Zach Burton will be aboard on race day, and I think he can win down the straight 1,000 fresh up. So Bottom Up Together for me. For the long shot, I'm going to go with a pair of 9s here. A horse called Nebraskan. Just had the 1 start. That was on the turf. He comes to the all-weather by Snitchell. He's absolutely well bred for it. And John Sice's horses can improve remarkably from start 1 to start 2. We'll do the play in the last with Superb Kid, King Glorioso, which should be at odds. And the last start winner, Super Goldie, 3, 7 and 9.
Yeah, my best bet on the programme comes up a little bit earlier. Race 3, number 6, Hinakami Kagura. Now, he's getting there with every run on the all-weather, this guy. This is his run last time out. Now, he's gone down by a nose behind the decent yardstick that is Valiant Elegance, and for that, they've put him up a couple of pounds. But he takes a little bit of stoking up, this horse, but I think they've got the right man on board in Harry Bentley. So he'll gather him up, grab a hold of him, and hopefully he'll be good enough to go one place better this time. And you can see there he's basically got his nose in front after the line, albeit just. And the long shot, race 9, number 4, Super Wind Dragon. He's down to a decent mark, excels under these conditions. Stabler in good form, Chris. So the play, race 5, numbers 2, 5 and 9 in the 5th.
Well, my best bet on the program is race 7, number 8, Storming Dragon for Jamie Richards, and Zach Purton having his second start, comes out of a very good form race. Joyful Life, he's got a decent draw for a change. Big effort from him last time out, race 3, number 10. And, of course, the play, Everyone's Victory, Hinakami Kagura, and Joyful Life in race number 3, 4, 6 and 10. Let's have a look at what we've got coming up in the next 7 days here. Of course, Sunday, Trackside Live from 12 o'clock, Happy Valley for 9 on Wednesday night, and then back to Sharton next Saturday for a Saturday fixture. But can't wait, Dick, for the Queen Mother Memorial Cup, and fascinating race with the weights.
Yeah, look, it's always a nice race, and the conditions make it a very interesting race, Paul.
Yeah, it always gives you a leg up into the Champion Changes coming up later in the month.
And a reminder, the first race coming through on Sunday afternoon is underway at 12:30 at Sharton. We look forward to your company then.